the Nintendo Switch has surpassed 32 million units in lifetime sales. According to the latest figures from Nintendo, the hybrid console had sold exactly 27 million units as of December 31st.
2018
With 49 million of those sales coming during the past 9 months. In its latest fiscal report, Nintendo explained top-selling releases like Super Mario Party, Pokémon Let's Go, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate had reinvigorated the system, and revealed the console now boasts over 20 million seller titles. Indeed, the bumper performance of Switch software helped boost hardware sales by 19.5% year-on-year. Yet, despite that upswing, Nintendo has actually lowered its Switch hardware sales forecast for the full year ended March 31st.
2019
The console maker had initially expected the Switch to hit 20 million sales by the end of March, but the company has now lowered its forecast to 17 million units. That means Nintendo only believes it will sell another 51 consoles before the financial year is out. Whether or not that proves the case remains to be seen. But we will know the answer in a few months' time. In this DD 2012 session, Double Fine's Nathan Moritz, Brad Mule, Lee Petty and Tim Schafer explain the inspiration and ideas behind their rapid prototyping process, and how it's central to the way Double Fine generates new ideas and promotes other creative voices at the company. They dig into the process of going from those prototypes to full games, presenting specific case studies of production challenges that their projects faced and the solutions that were employed to overcome those issues. It was an insightful talk that's definitely still worth watching. So developers should not miss the opportunity to do so now that it's freely available on the official GD YouTube channel. In addition to this presentation, THEGDC Vault and its accompanying YouTube channel offers numerous other free videos, audio recordings, and slides from many of the recent game developers conference events. And the service offers even more members-only content for DD Vault subscribers. Those who purchased all access passes to recent events, like DD Vault, already have full access to DD Vault, and interested parties can apply for the individual subscription via DD Vault subscription page. Group subscriptions are also available. Game-related schools and development studios who sign up for DD Vault Studio subscriptions can receive access for their entire office or company by contacting staff via THEGDC Vault Group subscription page. Finally, current subscribers with access issues can contact DD Vault technical support. Gamasutra and DD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Arcade Studios, critically acclaimed 2017 game breakingly climbed into the lists of all-time great immersive sims, and last year Arcade followed it up with a downloadable content pack, Moon Crash, that blends the system's and story's aura into an innovative roguelike side story. It was an exceedingly risky move, and Arcade pulled it off with flying colors. If you want to see how they did it, come out to THEGAME Developers Conference in March, and enjoy a rare, behind-the-scenes look at the making of FMONCRA stage. Archon lead-level designer Rich Wilson will be there delivering a design track talk on Moon Crash, resetting the immersive simulation. That's all about how what began as a standard DLC followed up to pre-evolved into a creative experiment that was eye-opening for both fans of the original as well as folks on a design team. Not only does Moon Crash add roguelike elements and multiple playable characters to the formula, but it abandons the traditional linear narrative structure. In this talk, Wilson dissects the unusual project to extract common themes, like what it takes to motivate a team to break farm, what you can learn by dismantling your existing mechanics, and how you can integrate other genres into your game to breathe life into it. Do not miss it. Further details on this talk and many more are available now on THEGDC 2019 session scheduler. There you can begin to lay out your GD 2019, which takes place March 18th through the 22nd at the newly renovated Moscone Center in San Francisco. Bring your team to GD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more for more details on GDC 2019 and visit the show's official website. Or subscribe to regular updates via Facebook, Twitter, OS, Gamasutra and GD are sibling organizations under parent company Informa. Hey game makers, do not forget, Game Developers Conference organizers have released ANCDTHE results of the 7th annual State of the Industry Survey, revealing major trends in the game industry ahead of GD 2019 in March. The survey compiles responses from nearly 4,000 game developers, and it contains some intriguing findings, which may help us better understand where the game industry is headed. Notably, last week we highlighted the fact that only half of the data surveyed think game industry workers should unionize, though only 21% of respondents thought they actually will. We also saw that many devs do not feel Steam justifies its sizable 30% cut of revenues. But there is a lot more interesting data in the full report, including some detailed breakdowns of how devs feel about the various consoles on the market today. Today, we'll dive a bit deeper to look at how devs are feeling about Nintendo's new console, and how well they say their games perform on it relative to other platforms. The State of the Industry Survey is the 7th entry in the ongoing series of yearly reports and serves as a snapshot of the game industry, illustrating industry trends ahead of GD 2019. Organized by GD 2019 takes place March 18th-22 at the Moscone Convention Center in San Francisco, California. Since the projects you work on do not always reflect your true interests, we asked devs to tell us which platforms, if any, interest them most. 60% of respondents said they are interested in the PC, 45% said the Nintendo Switch, and 38% said PlayStation 4. That's significantly more that focus on the Switch than with last year, when just 36% of respondents said they were interested in it. After a strong launch year, it seems Nintendo's latest console has carved out a market for itself that interests more game makers than any other console. To get a sense of how well devs are doing on the Switch, we asked survey respondents whether they launched a game on Nintendo's new console, and how it had performed on the Switch relative to other platforms. The number of respondents who have launched a game on Switch is small, 13%, though that's still roughly double the 6% of respondents in last year's survey who said they made a Switch game. This year 10% of respondents say they are working on their first Switch game right now, and 31% say they are considering making a Switch game. Among those who said they launched a game on Switch, the largest share, 83%, said they could not compare how their game had done on Switch compared to other platforms, either because they launched exclusively on Switch, or for some other reason. Nearly 1 in 4, 25%, of respondents who had launched a game on Switch said it had sold better on Nintendo's new console than on other platforms, while 20% said their Switch sales were averaging 12%, said their game actually sold worse on Switch than other platforms. When we compare these results against last year's survey, we see a small but significant uptick in the number of devs who say they have made or are making a game for Switch and the number of respondents who say they cannot compare their Switch sales against other platforms, perhaps signaling a recent rise in the number of devs making games exclusively for Nintendo's new console. The full survey, which includes lots more detail on how and why devs are spending money on their games, their preferences for iOS versus Android, and much more, be downloaded for free here. Bring your team to BD, register a group of 10 or more and save 10% on conference passes. Learn more. For more details on NGDC 2000 on 19 visit the show's official website.